guys, welcome back to the channel, and for today's video I wanted to show you guys some gameplay against the newest of the Ultimate World bosses, and that is this guy right here, Corvus. And guys, I was gonna test out Corvus, and then I literally got here and I shook my head. And the reason why I shook my head is because I saw the phase 1 perk, time freeze resist. Again guys, like, don't get me wrong, I don't need the time freeze to clear phase 1 or anything like that. It's just that it comes across to me as just pure laziness, because I can almost guarantee that I'm gonna clear phase 1 and the next perk or bonus that the supervillain here, being Corvus, is gonna get is gonna be the skill cooldown increase. And then that to me, it just screams like they just literally took Black Dwarf set of perks and just slapped it onto Corvus and called that a new addition, when the boss himself is not new. Like, none of these characters are new. Nothing that they're really doing is new. All they've gotten is more HP, more defense, more attack, and you're gonna give them 4 perks and then split it between every single one of them. Like you can almost guarantee that once we get Super Giant, she's gonna have a similar, if not the exact same perk setup as freaking Proxima. Like, that's actually disgusting. Like, to me guys, I love PvE content, but when it just screams laziness like this, I can't enjoy it. Like, this mode has only been out for a month and I'm already bored of it. Like, when compared to friggin' the original World Boss mode, where I was excited like to the max, guys, when we were getting new World Bosses, because they were all freaking different. Like, Proxima, her environment was a freaking hazard. Black Dwarf had his physical shield. Corvus revives and he had freaking crazy dodge. Super Giant had her energy shield. The environment was a hazard. Like, Ebony Maw, iframes, Thanos is being Thanos. You know what I'm saying, guys? Like, every single one of these bosses were different from each other. Even Thanos and Infinity Thanos are pretty different from each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but when you take what we already had for a year and then just serve it back to us with more HP and more defense, and then just be so lazy that you couldn't even make 2 perks for each of these characters. Like, I would not be complaining right now if Proxima had 2 perks that were exclusive to only her, Black Dwarf had the same, and Corvus had the same. Because that to me would scream some kind of like thought was put into this to some extent. Not just, oh, we're gonna take the exact same perks from Black Dwarf and put it onto Corvus and call it a wrap. Like I said guys, if I beat this and I see skill cooldown increased, like, I'm gonna be so mad. Not even because the skill cooldown is annoying, but just that it's just so lazy. And the fact that they just keep putting time freeze resist right here, it just, to me, makes me feel like this is just them admitting that they messed up when they allowed Doctor Strange's time freeze to apply to world bosses. This to me is just admitting that Doctor Strange is just so far of everybody else that they had to go out of their way to make a perk for one character, guys. They had to make something to counter one character when we have almost 120 characters in the game. Like, that's crazy. So pretty much no other character matters because they didn't get a perk. Doctor Strange is the only character that they needed to make a perk for. You see what I'm saying, guys? Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm not a Doctor Strange hater. I'm not saying Doctor Strange should be nerfed because he time freezes world bosses. What I'm saying is, if Doctor Strange is so far ahead of the pack and they know this, then they should have gone and did something else. To me, I'm a firm believer of never bringing someone down when they're up. It's just elevating everybody else around that person so that they can compete. You know what I'm saying? But I'm rambling right now because I'm pretty annoyed. But let me just go in here and see if I'm actually wrong before I even bother and waste a lot of you guys' time. So I'm going to use my Doctor Strange because I want to get someone to ignore dodge, because I know that Corvus has natively high dodge and they're probably going to up that even more. Actually, let me go ahead and show you guys how my Doctor Strange is set up. Like, nothing's changed since my last video, but I can't really expect you guys to watch all my videos, so I'll just show you guys how I have them set up. Ignore the lightning damage there, guys. I'm only using that obelisk because of the immunity to guard break. And the uniform is still normal because I'm a cheap bastard and I don't feel like paying for other uniforms that I don't need. Okay? Alright, so let's go in here and set that team back up again. We're using Coulson and Werewolf. We're not going to use the buff. I just want extra crit damage. And I'm going to go ahead and use these two for the ignore dodge as well. And that's it. I'm not going to use Sharon Rogers here. But let's see how this turns out, boys. Watch this guy revive a third time and then annoy my soul. Alright. Alright, I'm already seeing a lot of dodge, so I did make the wise choice. I'm also seeing the lag is still here, but it's not as bad as when Black Dwarf first came out, so maybe they did put some work into it. Okay, that's one. Is he? Okay, I was about to say, is he time frozen? Because he was barely moving. Okay, so that's two. Okay, no cutscene. Okay, there we go. Okay, so he's not reviving another time. Well, actually, let me just not even say that until this is actually done. Oh, he has Pierce. Okay, so that's something that's slightly new. Well, new to him. So I guess I should give them a little bit more credit than I thought. They just ripped off the immunity to time freeze and put it on him, but okay. Let's see what Phase 2 has in store for us, boys. So we got, what is this? Okay, we got an ISO set. Well, an ISO. Alright. And that was a little bit of course. But of course. What I say, guys, what I say. Day one, first time, like I'm not the smartest guy. I can definitely say that. I'm definitely not the smartest guy, and if I was able to figure out that this is exactly what was gonna happen, like, yeah. So okay, so let's go in here and try this. Let's just try this again. Phase 2, like the epitome of laziness. Jesus. Wow. All right. Let's see what surprises Phase 3 has in store for me. And to be honest, I don't even care if I can beat Phase 3. All I really care about is something new, like something that screams that I was wrong and that Marble actually put some thought into the whole thing and not just laziness, because that's what I feel when I play this game mode. I feel like I'm just wasting my time, to be honest with you guys, playing something that they just kind of made. It just seems like a filler. Like, literally, that's what it feels like to me. It just feels like they made this to, like, stall until they can actually come up with something that's justifiable. Like, that's just how I feel about it. And I feel like I might actually fail this one because I took a minute just to kill the first one. So, might actually need more than 2 ignore dodge strikers. So we'll see. I'm gonna push the damage and hopefully he doesn't break a lot of my iframes. One thing that does make him a little bit more deadly than Black Dwarf is the fact that he has Pierce. Go away. he has pierce, so even when you're in your freaking damage block, you can still start taking damage out of nowhere. And when he does that, okay, so let's step up the damage. And the stun. This one's actually looking a little too close for my liking, to be honest with you. Yep. Not liking it, so I'm gonna have to try and close this one out. What? What? Wow, 4 seconds. Golly. Alright, so let's see. We're definitely gonna have to switch up the strikers if that's the case. But let's just see. What is this? A 5-star ticket. Oh, well, I did get 50 black antimatter there, so that's decent. 5-star ticket. Phase 3. Let's go see what phase 3 has in store for me. Like, wow. So they took Corvus, upped his damage, upped his survivability, gave him a new ability, and that's about all they did. So, yeah. If you guys are happy with this modifiers, or happy with this whole mode in general, let me know, guys. But to me, it just seems, I'm gonna say it again, lazy. The first clear reward is actually the best thing from this world boss mode. 150 black antimatter. It's give and take. Like Proxima's phase 1 clear gave you a level 6 black antimatter. So it's kind of like, I don't know where these rewards are going, because it's just kind of all over the place. Like, how does phase 1 Proxima give you a better reward than phase 3 Corvus? You kind of see where I'm going with this. Like, there's not really much thought behind all of this. But yeah, this one has been long enough. Guys, thanks for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Let me know how you guys been doing on this, the first day of having Corvus being out, and I'll see you guys in the next one.